Hello there, this is Kate in the Nest, and welcome. I sure hope that you are well, that you are enjoying whatever you're doing, and hopefully you have some stitching, a cup of tea or coffee or something with you as we do some stitching together. You can see I'm not in my nest, but I'm in my nest that feels like home away from home, and I have had the opportunity this morning to be catching up on some Rachel and Sarah videos, and probably you may be watching this as Rachel flies home from Australia to Italy. So I'm going to pick up a project that's been inspired by Rachel and Sarah. This is my snippet roll that I have brought away with me as a summer project. I have really loved doing this, and I'm adding little pieces that I picked up. So it's a snippet roll with snippets and snippets and snippets. But as my first one, I have to say, look how chunky it's getting, and I'm loving these. So it won't be my last snippet. That isn't tied down in any way, but here is the start. It's been a while since I showed you. I've done this at sort of alternating with my holiday colourful tropical strawberry bag that you may have seen in my other videos. So let's do a reveal. It's on Rachel's, what's that word? Oh my gosh. What's it called? Forgive me, everyone. That's my tropical holiday brain. It will come to me. Beautiful fabric. Just like linen. Yeah, can't find it, so we're going to go on. Over the top of that, which I backed with Zoe blanket, and thank you to those who have been interested in Zoe's Green Door Studio going online. I'm going to do lots more with her blanket as the year progresses. Okay, so this is Rachel's fabric that I bought at her and Sarah's workshop when we were doing the table runner, and I am embellishing it gradually. So what you will see is at the workshop, I think Rachel started saying I'm catifying things. So probably you are seeing the unfolding of Rachel's beautiful linen Italian fabric with bits of Kate added. So the joy of this, and you know me, eclectic collector, this very last night, as in just moments ago, it feels like, we were at the local market getting our dinner, and as you do, I went to the ladies and came out and spied a piece of crochet, and I said to my husband, look, there's crochet, there's a tablecloth. And we went, and overnight had sprung up a little like flea market, and they had some stitcheries. So this is a tiny part of, I was going to show you them. I've harvested. There are 9 of these. They're like poppies with little seeds, and I thought one of them has to go there. I've really used the time. I've been stitching. I mean, how good is stitching, everyone? I mean, I just can't get over how much it helps my soul, and to stitch in this beautiful time between Christmas and New Year and before the world gets very busy again, and especially to have sea air close to me, has been heaven. So I've used a lot of my time to try, you know, Kate, we're trying to experiment with some embroidery. Now, you know that so many of you are way better embroiderers, but for me this is about I haven't got all my bits, so I've had to look at what I do and with fresh eyes. So there's a bit of the Zoe kit that started. So there's my story, I suppose, of this page. I've been enjoying those bits of that flower, and then in terms of composition, it comes in the middle and at the end, and then the other part of the back of the snippet roll, and you, again, I'm different to most in that I've put the spool on and attached it all because that's how I feel it. I've added a little bit of this trim that I've got while I've been here that features on my bag. I've started over here, did I show you? Is a bit bold and does make Rachel's sorry Rach if it's too big, but it's catified. The colours are, you know, I can't stay away from my colour, and I want to finish that with you today. Some weaving. Here's another bit of this piece with a lot of white. I need to work on the yellows, and finally that little bit, and this is the original. Do you think this has come back to me? No, it hasn't, what it's called. But this is the piece. Hang on, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. That I used on my table center as well, table runner. So that's the context of this. I am really enjoying doing it, feeling the blanket and the linen. So all sorts of different effects being tried out. We've got just a couple of more days before a long drive and then an even longer plane trip, and I feel really set for some long stints of stitching. So Kate's going to settle down, check in again with you. Hope you are well. What are you up to? There's been so much news today because I was just watching Corinne as well. Hi Corinne, hi Sarah, hi Rachel. We're all so excited because it's Sunday here. It might nearly be Monday for my friends in Aussie by the time you see this. Everyone's getting very excited about the volume 7 on the Journal of Stitchery, which is a big piece, still life. I suppose that's what this is about for me. Just I've been so inspired by those girls. It started me on all these projects, and I'm late to do a snippet roll, but while I'm stitching here I'm thinking about the next project. I'm celebrating all the bits that I've already done, and I have the best excuse in that I'm not home, so I can't even start looking at my stash for the still life, but my brain can be. Now, I tried to do a straight row there. It was a combination of running stitch and back stitch. I mean, who does that? Because I'm a little out of practice at stitching and talking. I've been doing lots of stitching, but really in solitude. My husband, it's been a fantastic combination. I hope this makes you smile. We have breakfast together, have a coffee and a read, and he goes, okay. I'm okay if you're ready. And so I head over to my lounge chair near the ocean and bring out my stitching and literally stitch from breakfast to lunch. He comes back, gets changed, and does laps. And he's even done a chair workout. And you know what it is? It's a win-win. He feels really happy, and so do I. And we meet at lunchtime. So I know that's, look, years and years of raising kids and being busy. You could not even dream of that, but I suppose that's our delight, that we are able. So I wish you similar joy, whatever your context and whatever you're up to. I just hope that you have time in your day to feel the joy of stitching. I couldn't believe when, see, I'm not even pausing for breath. I'm so excited because it's fantastic to watch our YouTube videos again. It's been a quiet time, I think, over this period. And when Rachel said, I've made needlebooks, and then she said, I think I've made 10, or is it 11, or is it 12? I giggled because I loved that. It was reassuring to me because I mean, you know, how many pouches and bags can Kate make? Speaking of which, my little tropical strawberry bag has ended up being, oh, I keep losing that thread. Let's leave that there. All I'm doing is just going around there to warm myself up. Remember how I started? I used to say always, I just need to do some straight stitching. Now we'll go to, oh, look at these. Again, I'm a little bit proud of myself for trying. I'm starting to, sorry everyone, it's probably so basic for you all, but this to me is me practicing how to do a straight stitch around the flower. And those flowers of Rachel's are so beautiful, and I've used this totally inexpensive crochet wool in that color, and I'm thinking that's looking pretty. So I've got this, if I look at this, I've got this little garden strip that needs this white will hemp. It's come to me. Hallelujah. Sorry if that was rude. It's come. That's called hemp. So if you're still watching, that's what that is, and I love it. It's so beautiful, and you know, the table runner in this is my first experience. Okay, so I've got that little bit, and I want to honor the hemp, but there'll be more around it. I've got this little bit of garden, and now this is my busiest garden spot in there with lots more embroidery, so I suppose that's my most stitchy. I've got this bit that I was just doing there, and then over here, it's the only bit with green. I've done a little bit of stitches there. I've got this pinky bit, and here we're going to go to this part where this is really thick. I think it's not even 4-ply, it's thicker, so that's really going to be bold, Kate. And we need to do the weave. These little pieces, by the way, how much can I recommend taking your little bits with you? All right, so I did that hot pink across there. Could I find that if I wanted it? Say it. It's pretty hot. It's there. I don't think I'll do that on this side. Maybe an orange. This is my little collection of very thick wool that's already tangled, cantified. I've got a fluoro pink or an orange. Let's do that. There's something to make you giggle. So what are you working on? I'm hoping. Who told me that they were absolutely stitching up a storm? Was that you, Carol? Since Christmas. I think it's, you know, who knows whether we're all busy or what we've had, but it is a feeling of freshness, isn't it? And I'm seeing funny things on Instagram and Facebook that make me smile. I cannot ever remember jokes, so just letting you know about that. So it won't even be good for me to sort of try and remember, but it's all about, it's cartoons of women, and I have to say, the women that I've seen so far, you know, saying, here's all my unfinished projects, and you think they're going to say, I have to finish them and before I go on, and instead it's just, and here's the ones I'm starting now. So I love that feeling. But simply it has been good for me to just be a little refined or confined, is that the word? By not having everything that I usually have. Now you can see that is a very poor weave, and this may not work at all, but I'm just being confident enough to keep going, because I've made it really thick because it's about the texture, and there's nothing more satisfying than going up and down and up and down. The simple things in life. I should say hello to JuJu. We're thinking of you. Must be bittersweet saying goodbye to your beautiful girl and her family. But I know you've had a wonderful time, and you'll probably be counting the days till you're all together again. And in the blink of an eye, we'll all be back at the green door and swapping stories. I think Sarah, though, will have won. If there's no competition, of course, but I mean, if you haven't seen what Sarah and Rachel were able to get at the op shops and the place called the Nest in Brisbane, just check those videos out. This is really bad because I've got too many layers, and so it's not being an effective weave at all. It's like beginners how to not weave. It might get gradually better. Okay, over, under. Let's do just two at a time. What do I call this? Naive, because then that excuses the pattern. I'm not really doing it as an excuse, it's just me. So let's go over to try and find one under there. Keep thinking of how much fun it is to see that the girls had fun, and that part of their holiday in Oz was as a family to go shopping and then stitching together. What a beautiful special time. Then we also have had the cricket, some very Aussie thing. Let's do a shout out to Fee, who was stitching her joy pouch at the Boxing Day test. If I've said that already, please forgive me, but it is because I'm so thrilled. I love that thought. I'll always remember that someone was stitching their January joy pouch at that greatest of openings of that test. Oh my gosh. I was just feeling I was making progress and stabbed myself instead. That wasn't fun. Okay. And it was going so well. I need to go under, over, and then this will change because it's like a psychedelic fluoro non-flower. But actually I think that's starting to be okay. Alright, let's zoom along here. there. I've split the yellow, but it'll be okay. We've noticed actually over here how much crocheting is in fashion. You know, there's lots of little places selling crochet things, which segues me on to I couldn't help collecting a couple of these as trinkets. Hand done, tiny work. Aren't they cute? They've got these on them. I will take the bits off, but look, not that they'll go on here, but what about quirky pins and needles? How many times have I said this is the go, girls? It really tiny and happy. Okay, there's another one. All right, stay on track. Okay, let me. So I was talking about crocheting, wasn't I? Yes. Did I show you this one the other day? I've got all these things scattered around me that just look. There's the dangle. If I'm getting repetitive, it just means that I love everything I've got. All right, I brought this out. Let's do some bold something with this thread on this beautiful linen on this side. I've got a window open in front of me, and fresh air coming in, and they're little shutters, so it's just a beautiful, I feel like I've seen some posts at Facebook where people go, you know, view from my window, so that's what I'm thinking of as I stitch away here. Okay, so there's another little natural collage bit here, like a square in Rachel's fabric, so I'm going to just go down here, square it off. It is amazing how time flies. So I think I made a video about Sarah arriving on Saturday. Would it have been like the 7th? Yes, it was the 7th of December. And already here, it's like the 6th of January. Now, lots and lots has happened in that time. But gee, those numbers keep going around. And most beautifully, my mum had her 93rd birthday on Friday. I spoke to her. She was going out to lunch. She was happy, giggling. I said, are you excited, Mum, about your birthday? And she paused. This is so beautiful. She paused and she said, you know, I think I've had too many birthdays to be excited, but I do feel very good. And I thought that was a beautiful way. It's probably all relative, isn't it? She's virtually saying, oh, I've had 92 of them before. Let's go upwards here. Sit around in the square. Just follow your heart, follow your needle, and who knows where we'll end. There we go. There we go. It doesn't look too bad in, oh, I'm upside down. Too bad in context, actually, does it? Which is my wobbly one. this one. So, as usual, this is becoming a garden full of flowers to bring smiles. I do have this little flower, and I was just looking at that, flower to flower. Oh, that's a pretty pink one, right over here. I've done that there. Is that like a stem? I can't even remember doing that. It might have been. How about that? Now I'm down to only, these are my only bits of wool from home left, so I would have been so stuck if I hadn't have found my little embroidery shop up the street. So let's go under here. This is pretty random, isn't it? I'm just chatting all over the place because I'm feeling so so fresh and excited about the year to come, and something I'm going to show you after this is helping me a lot. So here I'm just doing giant steps over the daisy just to get the center down. Come over here, let's come up here. And I've done this quite a lot on my tropical bag. I then, once it's centered down, then I use big stitches to sort of delineate the petals. So it was beautiful as a single flower, but just by, of course if I go to show you it's not going to work. Showing off, Kate. Sorry everyone. That's meant to go in there. Trying to say is this, I like this effect. Oh. So let's see if this one can go in the right spot. Whoop. Yep. So simple. In concept. I did leave my joy pouch at home. I think I told you that before, but it hasn't stopped me dreaming of it, and I'm seeing such incredible makes on our Facebook page, and I just go, oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to get my hands back on pouches. Now I'm just coming out here because there's a little bit of wool. Everything goes together in this crazy color scheme. So let's just go over here. These flowers are Rachel's in the dusty pink. This, I can't remember what this set was called, but I got it from her course. I absolutely adore it. Okay, well, I think about what I'm going to do next and check the time. I probably should, so it's not too long, although Corinne was just saying that she was searching for videos that were over an hour because she could really settle in. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. Now, here's my little beauty that's going to help me. This is a type, you know how I love my journals and making journals. This is one made with hand paper. I love that it's rough and torn, but look at the spine. It's got these strings and plaited. So, inspiration, that's going to be a Kate in a Nest ideas book. It's got this imprint here. So I'm going to start designing, planning, and when that's on in my nest, I will always remember this moment. Look at that. Hope you like that too. Okay, standy uppy. Oh my gosh. I've already been stitching away with you. Let's do one more thing. What garden will we? Oh, look at those strawberries there. And a little ladybug. Let's gather all the little creatures around to make you smile. A little bit of that. Okay, one more thing. Where am I? I was going to do one more thing, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe that's the sign. Oh, I know. I was going to show you this. At and this has been sprigged by Sarah, just showing, at the flea market where I got, what did I get? Oh, this. Everything's falling. That. They also had this, and it's not vintage, but it is pretty, and I've used some of it on my other bag, which now I'm talking about so much I'll have to tell you in a different time. But I thought I could use a little piece of this on my scroll because I haven't yet got any fringy bits. So let's just do a harvest. It's just naturally curvy. It's very pink, but that is okay. I have been using this as a pinny. There's, oh, hello Zoe. As I said to Zoe, I miss her blankets and her wool so much. But this was dingle-dangled to there, which means it does belong to that collection. But I was just thinking at some point of having a royal, like highlighting that beautiful thing there. Probably not. Where's the bit I just trimmed? Oh, losing the needle. Can you tell I'm just talking because I don't want to say goodbye? Katie. It's getting silly, everyone. So that's probably not meant to be. Oh, it is. So let's just have maybe the right place will jump out. I'm thinking it can be this pattern, and I've got a little patch over here. See, I need it's too big. Let's just do a little tiny snip again. I do love these holes though. Better. Okay, that is better. Too much white. So let's make this into a pink flower. Ah, that transitions there. That's it. Thank you so much for your staying with me, because I was talking to you and out loud. That has helped. All right. That is well and truly it. I'm not going to do that with you. I've got all sorts of ideas for this yummy. Actually, that's not even, I don't know about that yet. That little bit under there. But I do like, this tells the story, like my table runner. Okay, so this is the fun bit. I love doing this. Let's say it's time to stop, but as you do it each time, there's a little bit extra. Those tulips, I've almost finished that. There's the flea market. There's the fluoro. I did none of that today with you. But there we are. So let's tuck that under there. Not quite sure how I'll finish that all up, but there we are. This makes me feel happy. So my friends, thank you so much for being with me on this scroll, snippet, whatever you want to call it with me. Oh, there we are, a little bit of Kate's Garden, the crazy dingle dangles all around. I want to say sincere travel safe to Rach and her family, to Rachel, Sarah and JuJu for their inspiration. We are all waiting, or some of it I'm sure you've started on your volume 7. I will be home soon and getting started, but in the meantime, stay well, happy stitching. Oh my gosh, I've got so much to show you. But until then, this is Kate in the nest, not in the nest, saying thank you so much for being with me. Bye.